everybody, and welcome back to Southeast by Midwest. I'm Cassie, and today we are going to be covering the Tarte Swamp Queen eyeshadow palette. So if you want to know exactly what this is, why it's called this, and what I think about it, just keep watching. So before we jump into talking about the product, you know around here we always disclose, and the disclosure for this is that this was not sent to me. This is not a sponsored post. As a matter of fact, Travis got this for me as a gift. The first thing, let's discuss the name. This is the Tarte Graveyard Girl Swamp Queen palette, and the box has kind of like a faux wood feel to it. And it's got gold, and it's got a gator on there with its wings. Graveyard Girl is a YouTuber. Her name is actually Bunny, and her channel is Graveyard Girl. Now, when I first started following her a couple years ago, she was doing like kind of get ready with me's in her bathroom. She constantly used Tarte products and Tarte brushes. And that was before I think they were big on sending PR to people. And she reviewed products as well. Then she started doing like, does this thing work? Like she used the Conair curler, and then she's used other things. And she would do thrift store hauls and stuff like that. As her channel has gotten bigger, she started bringing more things in, changing up some of the things that she does, as some channels will do. But Bunny is just one of those kind of out there personalities. She also does tea vlogs where she sippy sippies, and in her tea vlogs she talks about like her everyday life, her the guy in her life, her pet, and anxiety, because she does suffer from extreme anxiety. That is Bunny and Graveyard Girl. The Swamp Queen is because, you know, her little following, and the gator with the wings is due to the fact that her sign off is make sure to subscribe and give a gator its wings. Now, originally I wasn't going to mention that, but I had this sitting on the counter as I was working on the blog post for it, and my mother-in-law saw it and was like, Swamp Queen? And then I realized other people might be like, Swamp Queen? What? So I figured I would address that. Moving on to the actual palette itself, it has that same kind of faux wood and the kind of gold to it with the gator with the wings. Absolutely love it. As a matter of fact, this will probably be a display palette when my makeup room gets finished, because I just love how everything goes into this. This is one of the, I would say, my favorite like palettes and collaborations so far. This one is amazing, and that's without even getting into the actual product itself. Just the packaging is amazing. This is great on Tarte's part. And the back, same way, it kind of has like a faux wood feel to it. Love it. When you open it, it does have plastic sheeting over the eyeshadows, and this will be kind of messy because I have been playing with it. It has a rather large mirror, and it says, believe in yourself, love yourself, embrace your individuality. And at the bottom, it says Tarte. So I will kind of show that to you real fast, trying not to blind you. Ceiling fan. And then down below, we have the actual shadows, and there are 3 face products. Now, before we get into that, let's talk about this little brush. Now, the brush also has that kind of like wood, that faux wood look to it. And then it has like gold right here, and then it's a little flat shader brush. I actually used this to apply highlight today. I actually did a pretty good job. I kind of patted it on with one side and then used the other side to kind of blend it. Totally not a highlight brush, but it did what it needed to do. As always, I will have cutaways here with swatches so you can see it. Now, the first row right up here is hashtag SFS, Natural Peaches, and Dogman. With Dogman being the guy that is her, I don't know if he's her boyfriend, if he is her husband, her fiance, if he was her boyfriend and now they're married, I don't know. But basically the first shade, hashtag SFS, is a kind of gold shimmer shade. Natural Peaches is a kind of light brown, almost peachy kind of matte shade. And then Dogman is a real pigmented, because it's right there, deeper brown shade. These right here on their own could be their own like little look. These all 3 are super pigmented. There is a little bit of kind of dusting when you go into them, a little bit of fallout. So if you were to get this palette, which by the way, this palette is now a little harder to get. It has been out for a while. I've wanted it since it came out, but we just did not have the money for it. So when Tarte had a sale a while back, Travis was able to get it for me from the sale, and I still wanted to cover it and talk about it. The next row is Big Baby Sassy Bun, because that's always what she would say when her hair is up in like a messy bun. And then the last shade is Sippy Sippy. Sassy Bun is a little kind of loose feeling, and Sippy Sippy is a little dry feeling. Like your finger just kind of glides over Sassy Bun. It's like, it almost feels like if you were to like step out on ice without the right shoes on, how you kind of like slip all over the place. And then Sippy Sippy is like your finger's trying hard to grip it. It's really dry, but when you pull your finger away, it is so pigmented on there that you're like, wait, I didn't expect that. So Big Baby is a just kind of cream shade. Sassy Bun is a gold shimmer shade. And then Sippy Sippy is a brown matte with gold reflex in it. Absolutely gorgeous. Loving all three of these. All highly pigmented. And then I told you about the feel of them when I was actually dipping into them. The next three are Haunting, which she does talk a lot about the supernatural on her channel. Not the show, but the actual ghosts and stuff like that. Uncommon is the middle shade. And then Man Cat, which was her cat that I believe got out of her house. Haunting is really kind of creamy feeling. Uncommon, you can kind of feel it kicking up. Dust, and it kind of gets trapped under your finger. And then Man Cat kind of also has that dry feel to it that I feel like a lot of the Tarte Pro shadows kind of felt like. But again, when you pick it up, you kind of look at it and you're like, I was not expecting it to be that pigmented, yo. Haunting is a kind of taupey shade, and it's decently pigmented. I mean, for this kind of a shade, it's not gonna be like bam in your face. It's supposed to be the kind of lighter shade. Uncommon is a kind of little deeper taupe shade with a bit of a kind of shimmer to it. And then Man Cat is a straight matte shade right there. The last three products are these face products over here. And the first is a contour shade titled Sweet Tea. Next is a pink blush, which is just a matte blush titled Does This Thing Really Work? And the last item is a kind of champagne-y highlight titled Gator Wings. So the bronzer or the contour does kick up a lot of fallout. The blush is again one of those dry products where it's not really kicking up or picking up anything. And when you look at it, you're like, dude, I wasn't expecting it, because you really don't feel like it. And the highlight feels kind of crumbly, but it isn't, and it is super pigmented as well. So this is the contour, this is the blush, and this is the highlight. Contour, blush, highlight. And they are the three right here. The contour, the blush, and the highlight, super pigmented. And give me a second though, because it also, while being really pigmented, blends out really well. So obviously I didn't want to blend it all the way, but I did want to blend it a little bit. Final thoughts on the Tarte Swamp Queen eyeshadow palette are, if you can find this, you need to get this. It has good kind of neutral shades, but then some shades that can kind of vamp it up. The three face products are really good, although I will say if you have a lot of like texture and pore issues, you're only going to want to use this more towards the back of the face. But it still makes a good like nose and Cupid's bow highlight. Overall, this is a great palette. I felt like it really encompassed Bunny. The outer palette did as well as the inside of the palette. I feel like like I said, the shades are all super blendable. They blend really well without blending away. And that's not on just the hand, that's on the eye as well. Absolutely love this. Will be using it all the time. And as I said, it will more than likely become a display palette. Hopefully you found this video informative. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up and share it with all your friends. It really does help. Make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any videos that I put out. Make sure to follow me on the social media link down below so you don't miss any of the kind of behind the scenes type of things. Make sure to subscribe to the newsletter so you don't miss anything from that. Leave me a comment down below telling me if you like this collaboration, and if you don't quite care for the colors or whatever, let me know what your favorite collaboration has been. And until next time, bye!